Today's episode is brought to you by FNX. If you're looking to lose weight, gain weight in the most healthiest way possible, FNX is where you need to go. You're talking about a section you're looking to gain weight. There's a section you're trying to lose weight. There's also even a section you're trying to better your performance when you're out there trying to be the best you. Please go to the link that is in this video. But also, you have to look the part. We're trying to unlock that inner athlete in you. Speaking of inner athlete, hey, you know how we get down. So, fill up your shopping carts. Once you get to checkout, use the promo code BTSI for 15% off. Again, BTSI for 50% off at checkout. What's going? Oops. We almost had a perfect start, but it's all good. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another edition of the B.TS Show. I'm your host, Christopher J. Today is the inaugural segment. We are finally going to do all world reactions. And for this to be the first time, we are going to react to Lapeef Let's Talk's Thursday night panel. And for the wrestling fans, unfortunately, some of y'all heard the news. So we are going to react to Vincent Kennedy McMahon plotting to make his way back. I'm not too happy about that neither. So, that means I do want to welcome y'all to the B.TS Show. Do me a favor. Follow me on all my social media accounts, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, Clubhouse, Connect Club. Please like this video, subscribe to my page. If you would like to make a donation, it is $sign the B.TS Show. Participants waive all their rights to privacy. Basically, the link is located at the top of the chat. Also, we're broadcasting live on IG as well. If you choose to come up on the panel, you have been warned. You will get replay value. Also, we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Once we reach that goal, I will give one lucky person $100. So you know I'm a man of my word. We're almost at 500 subscribers. Let's get to that number, and I'll give one lucky person $50. Also, don't forget, after this broadcast, please visit the B.TS Show website, www.thebtsishow.com, for other contents that is not found elsewhere. So let's go ahead. Before we get started with the reaction to today's stream, let's go ahead, get to our sponsors, and we will be right back. Today's episode is brought to you by Wavilo. Of course, you guys see me with my Bakari watch. Looks nice, don't it? But if I wanted to go out, just a casual wear, and it's kind of chilly outside. Not bad. Let's add some more color to it. Ooh, that's gonna look good for the photo shoot. Get with the brand, that's versatile, that can cover you in all areas of fashion for men and women. So go to the link that's in this video, fill up your shopping carts. Once you do, the promo code is BTSI for 50% off. I repeat, BTSI for 50% off at checkout. All right, before we get started, let's give a shout out to Sensei. How you doing, brother? Blessings to you as well, my guy. Thank you for pulling up. We here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and get started. Man, like I said, build it as we fly it. Lord have mercy, it's all good. And we're trying to need to work on a theme music for this. Okay, you know what? That's a lot better. Control, copy, paste, save. I know, people, this is bad. I know. All right, so let's get things started. Today's panel, another excellent Thursday night panel, by the way. You have, of course, you have Bruce Let Go. You have Veronica, who made her return. Glad to have her back. Ali was on there. The usual suspects were on there as well. So glad they could tune in. But let's get to the topic. And you know what I should have had pulled up? The questions. And don't worry, I know exactly where I can go find them. Shout out to Lapeef's Facebook group. I got back to, I got to do all the extra stuff. Oh. Yeah, that is password change. Okay, lovely. Now we're just gonna have to freestyle it. Now, when it comes to the first question, the question, if I recall correctly, was men that want to pay 100%. Who wants to provide 100%? What does that to control one man? I said complete cap because number one, men. That's in the job description for men. Not the fact that we want to do it. It's just that we have to do it. We ain't got no choice. That was my take. Another take that I also put on that was there are men out there doesn't put who doesn't provide 50%, but still wants to control women. So that was another version of that being capped as well. And there was one third point, but unfortunately, I would not be able to see it because I don't know my Facebook password like that. But that's cool. Now, one thing I wanted to address in that segment is something Veronica said. And for the record, I'm only attacking the arguments. I'm not attacking the person. Let me make that loud and clear. Um, Veronica said something that stood out to me. And now Veronica spoke about how she has issues, excuse me, how the word control triggers her. And when it comes to a man's tone regarding this conversation, like if a man is providing, he should have full control, dictatorship in a way over one that he has to protect, which is his wife. Now, Veronica does not want to be controlled. And matter of fact, that words trigger her so much. Blase, blase. Now, again, I'm taking a point, not the person. The man gets the lion's share of the consequences of anything. What does that mean? His job is to protect you. In protecting you, if that goes left any type of way, shape, or form, and all situations could go left, the consequences is his life. So, with that being stated, you do not dictate a man's tone. You do not dictate how he conducts himself. Period. There's really no a way around that. If a man is supposed to die for you, protect for you, he has all authority to dictate how you're going to move. Because let's say, for example, you, excuse me, let's just say, for example, you want to go out against your man's wishes. Insubordination, as I call it, but that's neither here or there. You go up against your man's wishes. You go out and you find yourself in a situation where your livelihood is threatened or in danger. I mean, who do you call? You're gonna call your husband or you're gonna call your significant other. Now he's gonna go out his way to protect you, being reactive when he was trying to be proactive and avoid the situation altogether. See, that's the scenarios, the what ifs that the protectees don't take in consideration. The protectors always thinks about this, and I mean always. I'm always thinking about ways to protect my wife and protect my son. When this moment happens, here's what you're gonna do. Please do not call me to fix a situation that could have been avoided, and I have plans, contingency plans in place to avoid it altogether. That is the type of control man wants because he deserves it. Nothing more, nothing less. Um, the second topic, like I said, this I need to find that. I need to find that password, like real talk, because I forgot. We're probably gonna flip flop it, probably skip around, but we can do that. Um, One of the topics that they spoke about was self sabotage relationship. And quite frankly, that is self explanatory. Like, really self explanatory. Why is it self explanatory? It's because those who self sabotage a relationship are people who have not gotten over their previous relationships, or the relationship after that, or the relationship after that. What they did was they let unhealed pain build off the next pain. So that way, when they get into a situation where everything works out perfectly, trust me, I know from experience, being that I'm always the good guy, and plethora of my previous wives, not exes, wives, self sabotage a relationship. Because when you are in a situation that seems so perfect, well, that is perfect. Hey, you just make crazy ass decisions. Oh, that was the password. Cha-ching. But let's stick with that. I don't understand. See, here's what bothers me. You know you hurt. You know you're in pain. You know that person did you dirty. You fucking know it. But instead of saying, you know what, instead of saying, you know what, I need time to be by myself. I need time to love myself. I need time to learn myself. You think filling that hole inside of you or that crack that you can't seem to glue together, you want to go ahead and jump out there. This is equivalent to playing basketball, you knowing you got a broken ankle. It it's just going to go downhill from there. And look at some of the relationships that you have partaken. You know those relationships went completely off the wall because the person opposite you, you're just waiting for something to go wrong. You're like, at this time, he's going to do this, or at this time, she's going to do that. You just sitting there waiting, nothing's coming. Then you start to question yourself, question uh, life, the past. Why is this not happening? Because you are not healed. Take your ass in a corner and go heal. Simple as that. So that's what I mean when I said this is not rocket science. Now, that segment left open the doors for a real great segment. Um, and if I had to be honest, Ali gets MVP of the night. He really brought it today. Salute to Ali. Um, let's let's talk about it because I know Anton believes therapy is a scam for the most part. Ali tends to agree with that to a degree. Him being a former mental health specialist, I'm gonna call him a specialist, although he was a educator or something to that degree. I'm gonna call him a specialist. He deserves that title. He did. I believe him when he said he the work he has done. Of course, I led it back and forth too between those two, Mr. Lego and Veronica, about therapy. And no, we'll go on a commercial break after this. Now, let's just the parts that I think it needs to be talked about. Mr. Lego said men need therapy. Of course, Anton Ali disagrees. So here's my take on that, real quick. You need both, and because Anton Ali said you just need men around you. And they're talking to the men. You need men around you as a form of therapy versus an actual therapist, or whatever the case may be. I agree to a degree. Yes, when you go through things, man, we just have to go into our inner circle and go to people that can actually help us, who can actually talk us out of this dark place that we're in. It's like, my brother, let me extend your hand. Let me get you out. Let's go ahead and fix this. That's right there. I agree 100%. But also, I agree with therapy because, believe it or not, although I appreciate my brothers, I appreciate my boys, they're just not going to get me out of every single situation. I'm not going to get myself out of every single situation. There's somebody who is qualified, certified, who might be able to be that flashlight for me in the dark forest at night. I don't believe in cutting off all options. Yes, I do understand that men have to rely on each other. I do agree with that. But you have to exercise all options available, especially if you're in a real bad situation. Now, I'm a firm believer that men should not be vulnerable with women because, well, fuck it, I'll say. I don't believe men should be vulnerable with women because I believe women can use that against the men down the road. I've seen it for myself plenty of times. The only time a man should exercise all these options that may be looked down upon by other men is when suicide is knocking at the door. I think you would have to. I wish I could go back and ask Ali and Anton. I will ask those two gentlemen sometime over the weekend if the opportunity presents itself. knowing how you feel about therapy and knowing how you feel about men being vulnerable and open up to other women, which I agree, by the way, as far as men don't need to do that, there should be boundaries set, an extreme set in place to where if you get to this point, all bets are off. I believe is when you're knocking on the door to cross to the other side and there's no way back. I wonder if they feel the same way. That's just a thought. I will ask them that when the opportunity presents itself. Now, Anton asked the question, how do you know if you're healed? That's easy. When the shackles are no longer holding you back, holding you down. When that weight of mental oppression, depression, whatever words you want to use, it's finally not holding you back. There are memories, there are thoughts that creep back into our minds that can cause one to be compromised. If Anton's here, I understand. I know what he's going to say about how, as a man, a man should not go through that. He doesn't go through that. You're supposed to power through all that. We agree. We understand. That doesn't negate the fact that this actually happens. So he can receive healing through multiple options. One, it can be therapy. Two, it can be him talking to his boys. Three, it can be some form of coaching. Four, it could be some type of mentorship. And keep in mind, Anton does the last two. It's whatever door God opens. You just have to walk through it. So to answer his question, how do you know when you are healed? Is when the shackles are no longer holding you back. That's when you know you're healed. Now, Ali said therapy cripples you. Here's my take on that one. There's some truth to that. If you are dependent on therapy and you haven't been clinically diagnosed, we agree. Every therapy session, because it could last weeks, it could last months, there should be a graduation date. I've been to therapy 3 times in my life, and I had 3 graduation dates all those times in my lifetime. And I'm not afraid to say it now. Anton, I heard the comment Anton saying he thinks the man that goes through therapy is feminine or whatever the case may be. Obviously, he's speaking about generality. He's not talking about all, obviously. I laughed when he said that comment, but I'm not ashamed to say I went through therapy 3 times, and I've graduated 3 times. You know how I graduated? Because I feel like I'm healed from what was holding me back. How do you know I'm healed? Because whatever the shackles that were holding me back are free. They're gone. I'm good now. So yeah, and there's some people that always just wanted to, as far as being too dependent on therapy. Let me bring Charlamagne into the picture because Charlamagne goes to therapy uh, once once a week, Fridays, 3 o'clock. He says it all the time. That's because he was clinically diagnosed with anxiety. So not only he goes, he's the advocate for it. And regardless of how Anton, Ali, and other people may feel about that, and they're 100% well in their rights to feel that way, I would tell them this: be happy you're in your position and not in their position, because you might see things a little bit differently. I could definitely empathize with them. The only reason I say empathy is because I never been clinically diagnosed with anything. I never took any medications for anything. I just needed an outlet to talk because I did not have people I could talk to. Now, especially during the last time I went, because I did that on my own, completely on my own. Like, ladies and gentlemen, when I remember back, maybe it was during the pandemic, and I probably heard this a couple of times before the pandemic. They say check on your strong friends see how your strong friend is doing. I am that strong friend. I am the one that people come to with their issues, where they need a ear or whether they need a solution. They normally come to me. Question is, who do I go to? Now you get it. So then now the people say, where was your boys at? When you get into a certain stage of life, the people that were around you before is not going to always be there for you. Everybody has a season. And I understand that and I respect that. No shade to nobody. But I had nobody to go to at that time period. And I had a lot of questions in my head. And I was going through a lot of things in my life. And also, I was trying to prepare myself to make sure whatever landmines are in the field, I don't step on the wrong one and explode. I'm that strong friend. Now, granted, suicide is never going to be in my mind because that's when that slogan came in. Check your strong friend. That's referring to people who was on the brink of suicide. Never. That's not a problem. Matter of fact, you guys keep look out for my website. We're going to talk about suicide. I said it on my last stream. We're definitely going to talk about suicide, and that article will be available by 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. But as I was saying, oopsie, got my notes. But yeah, as I was saying, if you are clinically diagnosed, you do need to go to therapy, and you have to be dependent on therapy. Now, I don't agree with the whole medication thing if it's avoidable, which led to the bar of the night. Ali said kids don't need meds, they need men. That was the bar of the night, and I appreciate that. I really do. This was a lot of... So, with I can't tell y'all just how much man being there or father being there can fix a lot of things. I know you have these women that want to who don't understand the aspects of being a man, so they want to they can only see things through the eyes of a woman, not thinking, oh, you need to talk to them, you need to uh, take them to go get help, you need to get medication, you need all this other stuff. Sometimes just a father being there can fix everything. And women don't understand that part. It's sad. They really don't. If you just understand that sometimes a man being there fix it, but not only the man being there, the work that the man puts in, because that's his kid, that's his child. It helps a lot. It brings in it unlocks an inner strength, inner level inside of a kid when the father's there, especially when a kid is going through things. The father being there fixes a lot. And unfortunately, women, we love you, but you're never going to understand that. Just like there's some aspects of women we're never going to understand. Just the father being there, it's you can't compare. That's why when people say fathers, well, that's a story for another day. We ain't got to talk about that. But yeah, that was in regards to the topic of self-sabotage relationship. Now, let's take a break. Oopsie. Now, let's go ahead and take a break. Let's go ahead and get one more ad in, and we can go ahead and finish the topic. And yes, wrestling fans, I did not forget about you. We're going to talk about that bad news that we heard earlier. So we will be right back. Today's episode is brought to you by Brytn Smile. Now, you guys need to keep your mouths clean, keep your mouths white, and keep your mouths bright between dentist visits. I get it. I understand. So here's where Brytn Smile come into play. Yes, good old Brytn Smile. Now, in this whitening kit, it comes with a multitude of things that you need. Starters, you're going to need a user manual on how to operate the devices that come with it. Next up, you have a shade chart to keep you posted on where your teeth fall on the chart. That is very beneficial. Also, these gel pens. Put the gel on each tooth. Do it correctly. Follow the manual. And, well, you know, we have a charger. It comes with a charger. I wonder why. That's right, an LED mouthpiece. This is very beneficial, y'all, as y'all can see. For the blue, it is on for 15 minutes. And once that is done, let's go purple, pink, whatever color you prefer to call it. Let's do that for 10 minutes. Go to Brytn Smile. The link is located in the description. Grab a kit, put in your shopping cart, and when you get to the checkout, the promo code is BTSI for 25% off. Again, BTSI for 25% off. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get back to the show. Now, let's get to the question, the second topic. What we just addressed was the third topic. I just had a brain fart, but I was able to log in to Facebook because I had the questions posted in the chat. So the second question was, is it a woman's job to protect the image of her spouse and family? My response is yes. While the man is protecting her physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially, it should be nothing for the woman to uphold her and the family's image. One of the most important things a man gives his wife and his children is his last name. Their job is not to bleep it up. I agree with that 100%. And of course, you have a woman on the panel, aka Veronica, who says, "Isn't the man's job to uphold the image of the family too?" Yeah, but we're talking about the women. It was in the question. But it's okay. We love Veronica. She is necessary for the Thursday night panel. How does a woman protect her image of the family? Is how you conduct yourself, how you dress matters, how you carry yourself matters. It's always going to matter. Anybody that tells you otherwise are liars. When you go outside the house, you're a representation of your family. When you go to work, you're a representation of your family. When you go to church, you're a representation of your family. If you go to the club, you're a representation of your family. You go to some spots that one would not like for their spouse to go because of the dangerousness of it, the environment. Yes, your representation of your family. Excuse me, real quick. Let me mute this. Sorry, I didn't want to do that on mic. Um, yeah, that's a woman's job because the man does that anyway. It's going to be nothing for a woman just to conduct herself, especially if you're conducting yourself in the your man's plan of how he wants the house to be run, how he wants you to um, appear, including the children. There's a difference between image and appearance, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, they go hand in hand together, but they're two different things. When it comes to the image, where I'm actually talking about everything about what this family represents, who they are. So yes, a woman's job is to protect the image of her spouse and family. That's without question. And for the two ugly MFers that laughed at that comment, this is why you single. This is why you ugly. Yep. Don't worry about it. Let me not go on a rant. So, MVP of that particular topic was Lady D. She brought up a story. I wonder if it's the same story I'm thinking about. Is happened in Florida where they have stand your ground laws. From my recollection of the story, a woman and an older guy, senior citizen, handicapped guy, whatever, was fighting over a parking spot, arguing over a parking spot, while her significant other was in the store. He came outside to defend his girl and pushed the guy on the ground. And you saw him lean over and do this. And obviously the image stopped because the next thing you know, I'm pretty sure the guy pulled out a gun and shot the dude to death. Now, I thought that was messed up. Now, given based off the context that Lady D brought up, maybe it's the same story, maybe it's not. The woman was wilding, getting in the man's face, arguing with the man and that type of stuff. So she pretty much, I'm not gonna say she instigated it, she played a part into why her boyfriend is dead. Here's the thing. As a woman, you don't argue with no man. Just don't. Leave it alone. Because you don't know what that man is capable of. And I don't want to hear anybody say vice versa because I'm talking to the woman. If we want to talk to the man, I would have talked to the man. But I'm talking to the woman. Ladies, do not get in an argument with a man. Don't get in a fight with no man. Best thing to do is let your man handle it. Now, so basically what you do, you go sit in that car, you roll out the window, you call your significant other, tell him to come outside. Your significant other is gonna come outside like, yo, what's going on? He like, you're in a parking spot. You're like, whatever. And he probably got in the car and drove off. He probably lived to see another day. Nope. He's on the other side of the fence while she's, I won't say that just to be fair because I don't know. I could surmise where she's at or who she's with right now, but I'm not going to do that. Image, ladies and gentlemen. See, the reason why I brought that up, or the reason why believe she brought that up, is because my image is this: my wife is not going to argue with no men, especially if I'm within vicinity. She's not going to argue with anybody. She's going to remove herself from the situation. She's going to call me. I'm going to take care of that situation. If you want to get out of place, get out of pocket, and act unruly, you are a representation of your husband, you're a representation of your family, and that's the quickest way for someone to lose respect of the family, and that may come back to haunt you later on down the road when you need a favor. A favor could be many things, but that's my taking on that. And to the fourth topic, which is the title of the show. How deep of a friendship do you need with your husband before marriage? And then, of course, they use a picture of Herb Gotti and Angela Simmons. And by the way, I'm really happy for those two, particularly. I said Herb Gotti. Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry. Yo Gotti. My apologies. I'm really happy for Yo Gotti. He's been persistent. He got the woman he wanted. Now, some people are saying he's taking care of another man's child. That simp behavior. Shut the fuck up. First things first, I don't know that brother's name, but God rest his soul. The father did lose his life, in case I forgot. So, unfortunately, the father is not in the picture. He is hopefully, he's on the other side of the fence. He's no longer in the picture. And their friendship, they just came back together and everything. Hopefully, everything works out. Just want to throw that out there. So to Yo Gotti and Angela Simmons. But now to the topic: do you need to be a friend? How deep of a friendship do you need with your husband before marriage? Here's my response. Honestly, not only does it not have to be deep, but you also don't need it at all. And I do mean that. Is it preferable? It's recommended because it will make the marriage more fun and exciting compared to other covenants that seems uninteresting. You don't need to be friends with one another to accomplish a task. If everyone knows the role, their goal will be accomplished. Case in point, arranged marriage has 90% success rate, including a modern version of it. Now, you don't need a friend to play your position. Recommend it, but you don't need it. Yes, 100%. You don't need to. I said I'm going to stop with those filler words. Jesus, I need a public speaking coach. But yeah, you don't need friendship. It's of course it's recommended. And of course you heard the long tirade that Anton went on with this segment, and I agree with what Anton said. But at the same time, I just told you there is a system in place where there's a 90% rate. Now, granted, that system is based on how the boy was raised and how the girl was raised, and everybody's raised to do a specific task. Everybody. That's the one of the key reasons why it's successful, a 90% rate. And I understand why Anton's going to bring up his relationship, his brother's relationship, and salute to every last one of them. You don't hear me talking about it down on it. I've been married 6 years, and I can only learn. But at the same time, there is a system in play that has been working, and there's a 90% rate. And majority of that relationship, no friends. The only friendship in that relationship were the parents or some type of business deal. That's it. So you don't need to be friends with somebody to marry them. It will make the process of marriage a lot smoother if you did, but you don't need it. It's based on what you're supposed to do. And speaking of marriage, I want to make this real quick before we jump into the WWE stuff. We will, well, first things first, in about 6 hours, 6.5 hours now, I will have clips uploaded every hour on the hour from 9 to 3 o'clock. 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. Sorry, 9 to 2 o'clock p.m. There'll be clips every hour on the hour. These clips are going to be based on my wife and I, how we met, the backstories, and the thumbnails. You guys get to see more pictures of me and my wife. We've been married 6 years. We've been together for 9.5 years. So I'll let you guys do that. And also, we're going to do a premiere 5 o'clock Central Standard Time in the afternoon about my New Year's resolution. I know some of you are like, why is he doing this stream late at night? Trust me, 5 o'clock Central Standard Time, there's going to be a premiere that's coming, and that gets a little bit more detail. Now, I think that was it. Other than that, it was a really great show. I did like the Bible segment that they had towards the end. I do implore people to go listen to it if you haven't already. Also, keep in mind, if you plan to use those talking points that was presented in that segment, please do your research, because although what was said was accurate, like 100% accurate, it can be used against you if you don't know what you're doing with it. So please go listen to that segment, do your research, and then utilize it in public. I want to throw that out there. Now, let me get back there. I don't know if you guys can. Don't know if you guys can see the shirt. Dreams versus Nightmares. I got my WWE shirt. I might wear this shirt on January. Ooh. One last announcement. Actually, let me get this ready. Oops. January 28th. That is the last Saturday of January. It is that time of year. The road to WrestleMania begins. And almost got it. I'm so sorry, y'all. Let me just post it. There we go. You see it. WWE Royal Rumble live stream on Saturday, January 28th. We will probably pick up the stream on 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. Since it's one of those staple pay-per-views, this might start at 6 o'clock. in the evening. So I'll probably have to start the stream at 5:30, 5:45. I'll let you guys know when we get closer to that date. This is going to be my first stream. And because I'm limited on my fucking equipment, because I need to find out who broke my iPad before I buy a new one, we're just going to watch the live reaction of the Royal Rumble here. I could watch it from this angle. It's not gonna be too bad. So you guys get to get the full reaction on the scenes, behind the scenes, that type of stuff right here. You'll hear everything I have to say in regards of that. So please look forward to that. Now let's get to the bad, and I mean bad news. Y'all bear with me because I'm still not too happy about this. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, if you read the news, you already know what's going to happen. Yes, Vince McMahon is coming back. Now, the articles, they said the news doesn't confirm that he is coming back. Oh, really? Let's see. Let's go ahead and let me share my screen. Because, all right, so let's go ahead and get started with this. The Wall Street Journal, Vince McMahon plots return to WWE. And so I'm really not too happy about this. All right, let's read. Vince McMahon, the majority owner. Let's just stop right there. Majority owner. Did you guys hear me? Majority owner. What does that mean? That means even on his way out the fucking door, he still has majority ownership of WWE. How did you guys slip through that crack? How did you guys fuck that one up? If you guys are going to have somebody removed from the company, at the bare minimum, can you buy him out? I'm sorry. I dropped the gun. Let's just get back. Oh my motherfucking god. Vince McMahon, the majority owner and former chief. I thought I saw something. Oops. Vince McMahon, the majority owner and former chief executive World Wrestling Entertainment, who retired last year amid a misconduct probe, plans to return to the company and pursue a sale of the business. It's going to get worse from here. Just trust me. Mr. McMahon, who has majority voting power through his ownership of WWE's Class B stock, said Thursday he had told the company that he's electing himself and two former co-presidents and directors, Michelle Wilson and George B., to the board, confirming an earlier Wall Street Journal report. The move to reinstate Mr. McMahon, which the board previously rebuffed, and the other will require 3 current directors to vacate the position. Ooh, okay. See? And this is where now I'm going to try to shoot them some bail. Granted, I'm pretty sure, like I said, right now who's running the company right now is last name is Khan, and it's Stephanie McMahon. So do you want to put Stephanie in a much more uncomfortable position than she already is? Probably not. So I get it and I understand. But some of y'all should have really pulled a trigger on that one. You guys pull one trigger, you're supposed to pull the other one. You have to make sure once you're leaving the door, you have to take whatever leverage he has, take it back from him. He's a majority owner and he has what was not final say, so what's that word called? Majority voting power, yes. You had to take all that leverage from him. You guys did not. You let him walk out the door with that. Who knows? He just probably just took a vacation. Like, you know what? I've been working all my life. So I just need to relax. Which I get it. That's a hardworking man. But let's continue. Let me put this back. All right. Mr. Man who abruptly depart excuse me, Mr. Man, whose abrupt departure in July 2022 followed disclosure by the Journal of multiple payouts to women who had alleged sexual misconduct and infidelity, expects he will be able to assume the role of executive chairman, though he would need board approval for that. The people said. Now we all know what Mr. McMahon got in trouble for. He see what happened is the board, well, the finance department noticed $12 million missing, and they followed the paper trail to Mr. Man. He was paying, at least to my knowledge, 3 women hush money. And it's not the fact that the woman came out and say anything. It's just the fact that somebody at WWE headquarters said, no, 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 something's not adding up. Let's figure this out. Now, I'm a little bit curious why this wasn't handled in house. Why did the media have to get involved? I have my speculations on that. Um, my take on this is when it comes to the content of WWE and Mr. McMahon's time, like, don't get it twisted. Mr. McMahon is a GOAT. And what he was in WWE back in the 90s, the 2000s, um, and all through 2010s for the most part, yes, you need a Vince McMahon there. But when you are transitioning from different audiences and you there's other product elsewhere, you're not the only game in town, it starts to become a problem. The product is lackluster. You see the same storylines over and over and over again. I don't know how many times I've seen a Brock Lesnar storyline. So it's time for something new. You have to put a trick on one of these wrestlers and elevate them to the spotlight. Rock is not, of course, Rock is not there. He's part time. John Cena's not there. He's a movie actor now. And with the current talent that you have on the squad, they are investing in other realms. They're having podcasts. They are doing King and Big Bad, what's going on. They're investing in podcasts. They're investing in YouTube. They're doing other contents as well. It's like, look, this WWE thing is cool, but I need to invest in something else so I know I have a job at the end of the day. I have something else. My focus is elsewhere. With McMahon, it's more like his way or the highway. He'll give you some leeway, but that's just what it was. And the product started to get diluted. That so when this whole thing came out, of course, sexual misconduct and that type of stuff, I get it. But I was happy. Here's why I was happy for selfish reason. That means he's about to get the fuck out of the content creation space. And ladies and gentlemen, those who don't watch wrestling, and I get it, I understand. Fine, that's your prerogative. The the product is so much better with I can never pronounce his last name, with Triple H running it. Triple H needs to get executive of the year for what he has been doing since SummerSlam all the way to now. This is the route that WWE should have been going in. It's just when you have Mr. Man just blocked a lot of things. And keep in mind, if he puts, it's hard to tell a billionaire what to do, especially if he's been doing it for so long and he has a track record of success. It's hard to beat that. And yes, billionaires are stuck in their own ways. I will openly admit that. But at the same time, it's like, dude, you're pushing the same old storyline. We are ready for something else. And that's why a lot of people like NXT. But at the same time, he did bury a lot of people on NXT on TV, including but not limited to what is his name? Killian Cross. That's his name. Yep. I didn't like how he did that. Let's keep reading. Oops. Oh, there we go. It isn't clear where that will leave his daughter, Stephanie McMahon, after his departure. She took over as chairwoman and co-CEO alongside Nick Khan, that's his name, the company's former president. WWE share rose more than 10. Oh, WWE shares rose more than 10% in extended trading Thursday of the news. Mr. McMahon, who was 77 years old, sent a letter to WWE boards in late December detailing his desire to return to the company he ran for 4 decades to help guide a strategic review process according to the people familiar with the matter. Mr. McMahon thinks there is a narrow window to kick off a sale process because WWE's media rights include for its flagship programs, Raw and SmackDown, are about to be renegotiated according to the people. That's fucked up. What does that mean, people? You motherfuckers, let this man leave WWE with all the leverage in the world. He's going to use that against them so he can get his way back into the spotlight. I mean, Jesus, this got to be the dumbest thing that they have done because this is coming back to bite them in the ass, and rightfully so. Oh, Stephanie, Triple H, what the fuck was y'all thinking? Let's keep going. Mr. McMahon thinks the media landscape is evolving quickly, and more companies are looking to own the intellectual property they use on the streaming platforms, making WWE an attractive takeover target. The people said WWE, which generates most of its revenue from selling content rights, posted its first years of over $1 billion in revenue in 2021. Let me say that one more time because some of y'all, I know some of y'all don't watch WWE. You say, who really cares about WWE? Just hear me say this one more time. WWE, which generates most its revenue from selling content rights, posted its first year of over $1 billion in revenue in 2021. The company had a market value of just more than $5 billion as of Thursday close. What does that mean? Vince wants his baby back. And you motherfuckers let him leave with leverage. It's gonna bite you in the ass. Trying to tell y'all. Let's see. Let me try to read through all of this so we can get to the larger picture. The board responded last month in a letter to Mr. McMahon that is we're prepared to initiate a review process and we'll welcome working with him on it. However, it said it's unanimously agreed that Mr. Mann's return to the business wouldn't be in shareholders' best interest, according to the people familiar with the letter. The board also asked Mr. Mann to confirm his commitment to repay expenses incurred by WWE related to the investigation of all the allegations and requested that he agrees not to return to the company during the government probe of the matter. The people said, Mr. McMahon said in response that he will remain willing to continue to work to compete any reimbursement for reasonable expenses related to the investigation to the extent they aren't covered by insurance. But he declined to agree to not return to the company. All right, what is that? Okay, yeah, let's finish this. He has committed to the board that unless he has direct involvement as executive chairman from the the outset of the strategic review, he won't support or approve any media rights deal or sales of the people. That's a big one. Let me correctly read that. He was communicated to the board that unless he has direct involvement as executive chairman from the outset of the strategic review, he won't support or approve any media rights deals or sales, the people said. What does that mean? You motherfuckers let him bleed with all the motherfucking leverage. This means the contract with Raw and USA Network is about to be up. The contract with SmackDown and Fox is going to be up. Um, Raw has a buku advertisement on who sponsors the show. And regarding spots, it's solely progressive. You have Peacock. The Jesus Christ. Ladies and gentlemen, Vince McMahon is coming back. Vince McMahon is coming back, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not happy about it. How? Just I can't even say this is a chess move. This is pure checkers, and you motherfuckers don't know how to play checkers. Oh, why? Let's try this again. Mr. McMahon retired as WWE Chief Executive in July. Okay, I don't care about that. We can stop sharing. Um, I don't see. Oh my God, you can't make that mistake in business. You can't make that mistake. That was a egregious mistake that cannot be made. So the question is, how do you come from underneath this with a man that has majority shares and voting power? I could say you have no way out of this. I really mean that. There is one way. Actually, I need to see how much shares does Vince McMahon own in WWE, like percentage wise. Because, like I said, you guys are WWE's in a shitload of trouble. Percentage. Let's see. Uh, Vince McMahon's ownership of WWE. How much WWE does Vince McMahon own? Vince, according to Sportskeeda, from an article on June 7th. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, let's. Don't really want to read this. Mr. Hold on, let me see. Okay, here we go. Here's the important tree. Matter of fact, let me share the screen so you guys can see this for yourself. And we're almost done. Because we're getting close to the time that I actually need that we can go ahead and head out of here. What was that? All right, there we go. All right, I want you guys to see this for yourself for the wrestling fans, so you guys know that I'm not lying. Vince McMahon. Here's all you need to know. Oh, and I know it's still loading on the streamer side, so my apologies for that, people. But I'm gonna go ahead and read this. Vince McMahon holds about 37.6% of WWE's total share. He owns approximately 28.7 million shares of the company's total stock. As per multiple sources, he has approximately 83% voting power when it comes to WWE internal matters. His shares fall in the Class B category, granting him higher voting power within the company. The newly announced interim CEO of WWE, Stephanie McMahon, owns around 2.47% of WWE. What the fuck? Oh my god, man. You gotta be fucking kidding me. All right. So, what's gonna happen? For a man that owns oh, this is bad. For a man that owns 37.6% of a company, which is 28.7 million shares, there's really nothing you can do. Not a one. And it's like, how do you even fit this in a storyline? Maybe this could be a WrestleMania thing, but I don't think the people of LA really want to see that. And Royal Rumble, like I said, Royal Rumble, and I'm pretty sure they're going to put in pay per view in between. I don't want to see. I'm not going to. I'm upset. Seriously. All right, let's keep it cool here. How do you get? How do you fix this, Tony? Oh, hold on. What's the? Let me get this individual's name. Nick Khan. There you go. Here's what's gonna happen. Here's what has to happen. Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan is gonna have to buy Vince McMahon out of his contract. Yeah, empty out your pockets. Let me get back to where nah, fuck, we can stay right here. But yeah, what they're gonna do is they're gonna have to buy Vince McMahon out of his contract, so he can lose that majority ownership stake. By what number does it need to be under for that to happen? I don't know. All I know is Stephanie owns 2.47%, and that ain't shit. Well, a company being worth $5 billion. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be worth something. But you have to sell. You have to buy him out. Like I really mean that. You're gonna have to buy him out. If you don't, this is gonna be more of this. It's gonna be more trash. Bad product. I'm telling you right now, buy him out of the contract. Oops. All that buying all the chop, can't talk. Buy him out of his contract. That should have been taken care of before you left the door. But we're here now. You better buy him out of his fucking contract, or you're in fucking trouble. So that's how WWE needs to go about doing it. Or truth tell, Vince McMahon, just go start your own wrestling circuit. I know that sounds crazy, but I think he still have enough. He was doing this for over 4 decades. Yeah, you might want to start from the ground up and build something like a pet project, as you will. That's what I would suggest. But um, I'm sorry, Stephanie should have paid out, should have authorized for her father to be paid out of his contract. Well, pay his shares, buy him out of his shares. But it is what it is, people. We're just gonna keep it playing. We're gonna keep it moving. And truth be told, this is my first time doing all world reaction. I was really trying to incorporate. Excuse me, get out of here. I was trying to incorporate some type of wrestling, but don't worry, we got it in. So that's a good thing. Like I said, y'all, I'm a fan of wrestling. I'm not afraid to say it, especially since you're a friend. You, who I was making fun of me, you are a fan of anything Mona Scott Young. What else am I forgetting? You know what? Yeah. Then you watch 90 Day Fiance. Um, those results are not working for you. And if you watch Incest for the past 7 or 8 seasons, you can't talk about me in wrestling, but that's neither here or there. I'm happy I did this. I really am. I had to find a way to stay up to 3 anyway. I think we did it. Thank you guys who have pulled up. I really appreciate it. Please do me a favor. Oh, why is this going slow? Like I said, New Year's resolution. You know what? I'll say that for 5 o'clock when the upload gets ready. But here, do me a favor. Follow me on all my social media accounts, including Connect Club. Please like this video and subscribe. If this thing don't, oh God, experiencing technical difficulty, people, I hate it. Anywho, sorry, follow me on all my social media accounts. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video. Please, oh, I'm sorry. If you want to send me a Cash App, $ the BTS Show. Participant waives all their rights to privacy. We on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Once we reach that goal, I'm gonna give away $100 to one lucky person. So you know I'm a man of my words. We're almost at 500 subscribers. Get me there, and I'll send away $50. And always don't forget to go to www.thebtsideshow.com. We will be talking about that suicide article as well. Other than that, people, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for really being the reason that I stayed awake for as long as I did. Now I'm about to go handle some business and I'm about to go to bed. And trust me, we're going to bust down this clip. It'll be ready for probably ready by Tuesday of next week. But I'll keep you guys posted. But thank you guys for tuning in. I really do greatly appreciate it. This is the BTS Show, and I am your host, Christopher J. I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one and peace out.